Review.
All right, you thumbs, let's get down to business. I'm Hand Duet. This is Crunchy. A one-armed man killed my wife, Sabrina, a working girl. Now I'm a fugitive and in clear and present danger. I should be presumed innocent, but they're playing Patriot games with me. Raiders, regarding Henry, Blade Runner, Air Force One.
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
Look, I'm trying to keep a low profile. I owe Gabba the Butt a lot of money, and he's right over there.
Sukotalobi Makayaba.
The Gabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
But gets me every time.
Yeah,
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to Inside the Booth. I'm Dan the Law Arena, and we got
Dreaming Tabitha.
and down there is
the maker / Josh.
Hyphen Josh.
Dash.
Yes, hyphen.
Dash.
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 Whatever.
But we are here.
We're here.
Sunday.
We are.
Again.
Yes.
What?
We are talking
For
about
another one.
what? Who is this? Patriot games. What's going on?
Indiana Ford.
Right, exactly. Indiana Ford, or it's wait, Indiana Ford.
Harrison Jones.
I couldn't remember his first
Harrison
name. Harrison Jones. That actually sounds really good. Like that could be the
Right?
next big thing.
That's
I
it.
like it. I like it. But yeah, we're rumbling. If you haven't read the title, guys, if you didn't get a clue from Dan's awesome thumb video there, we are rumbling
great.
about one of the most famousest, iconic, legendary, magnificent, manly actors in Hollywood, Harrison
Mhm.
Ford.
Right.
And we're going to be talking about some of his most iconic roles, like which is his most iconic role. And of course, we love to see people in the chat interact with us.
Yes.
Surely you're familiar with Sir Harrison Ford. I'm just going to go ahead and knight him myself
Sure. Right.
personally.
Why not? Yeah. Sure.
And why not? Why not?
What's the American equivalent of knighthood?
Mister? That's a good question. We'll have to come up with something. Hey, you, dude, bruh. Maybe that's
The guy.
Sure.
so,
just
but yeah.
dude.
So we're going to be talking about the most iconic role that Harrison Ford has ever played, and might be a little bit different opinions here around the table this evening. You think so, guys? Do you think we're all going to be on the same page, or do you think it's
For the
going to be a
most
little
part.
heated this
Probably
evening?
for the most part, but
I
there
think
are
for the most
some,
part, yeah.
there are some awesome movies he's been in that some people may have not heard of, or like they're just not well known, or like you've seen it once and you're like, oh, I
Snooze
forgot
fest.
about that movie.
Mhm.
Let's finally watch it again or something.
Finally watching it. There are many Harrison. We'll talk about that more later on. There are many Harrison Ford movies that I've never even seen before. But I mean, of course, like I
Yeah.
said, he's the most beloved, well-known, iconic, legendary, awesome American actor. They just don't make him like that anymore. It's such a shame.
No, they don't.
So, but
Crazy.
so I mean, if anybody's new here to Inside the Booth, we're glad that you're here. And if you're old to Inside the Booth, we're extremely glad that you're here because
Yeah,
faithfulness is great. But if you're not familiar with our Rumble reviews, we take a topic and we're going to go around the table and give each other 3 minutes to discuss and say why blank is our favorite or is the best or is the worst. In this case tonight is Harrison Ford, and we may disagree. We might even become, dare I say, a little disgruntled with what we have to say.
That'll be surprising.
It'll be surprising. Are we all going to be on the same page? Are most Americans and other human beings on the planet on the same page about Harrison Ford, or one of us going
Probably.
to whip out a surprise? We'll find out today.
We will
Who
find
would like to go first? Not me. Oh, Dan didn't hold his nose. Dan goes first.
Right.
So, you guys go like this? I always thought it was just this.
Well, either we go touch your nose. Either way.
I thought it was just touch your nose, with a finger.
I wanted to make double sure or quadruple sure, so I was
I'm
like,
gonna grab my nose. Ah.
So either way, Dan, you lose, so you get to go
Okay.
first.
I
That's
get to
go
probably not normally
Most
how that goes.
iconic.
What
Man,
would you say is the most iconic?
I mean,
And you.
who doesn't love a little bit of Indiana Jones in their life?
Mm.
I mean, the fedora is phenomenal.
Dan's all about the
See,
hats, obviously.
I like the shirt, but
His shirt is.
I like the man.
Good.
the whip.
That's it. But I mean, obviously, there's also a Han Solo from Star Wars.
Mhm.
I mean, that's great too.
It's a given, yeah.
He kind of has somewhat of a similar look, doesn't he? He's kind of like.
I mean, he's pretty much the same guy in most films, isn't
Right.
he?
I guess
Most of the time.
Would
I
you say that
guess.
Han Solo and Indiana Jones are the same guy?
they're kinda. I think Indiana Jones is a little bit smarter, not as cocky.
Street savvy.
Well, that there was a theory that came out that while Han Solo was in Carbonite, that he was dreaming, and that Indiana Jones was his dream while he was in Carbonite.
Oh, nice.
I like it.
Great.
I like it. That makes so much sense.
But you also got that awesome iconic role Blade Runner.
Mm.
I mean that's a really good one.
Yeah.
But who would you say? Which one would you say is just top tier? It's Harrison Ford's best.
Best. Gosh.
Best.
Gosh, there's so many. But yet there's so many you can nitpick too. I mean,
Yeah.
as the movie itself, not just because Harrison Ford's in it, but you can nitpick the movie part. Oh man, I have.
Dan, you have 1 minute left.
I don't know. This is a tough one.
We'll have to play that game. You just answer the first thing that comes in your head, into mind. Apples or oranges, rabbits or Fido,
You know,
Indiana
Yeah.
Jones or Han Solo.
There is one movie that you guys may not know of that's not a famous one where Harrison Ford is in, and I really like that movie. It's called The Devil's Own. And
I've heard of it, but I don't think I've seen
That
it.
has Harrison Ford and Brad Pitt, and it's like an Irish. It's about the Irish back in. I think it took place back in the 90s or 80s or something. And the movie took place. They filmed the movie then as well, but it had something to do with like the Irish people and them fighting a religious war with.
I've never heard of that one before.
yeah,
Not even the
That sounds
pilot.
interesting. I'm going to have to look that up.
I have to check it out. Dan, you have 6 seconds to make a decision. Most iconic role.
Go.
I think I'll have to just stick with Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I mean,
Predictable.
it is. It's very predictable. It's a very famous movie.
I see a lot of the people in the chat agree with you. Indiana Jones. He'll always be Indiana Jones to me. Indiana Jones is
Right.
more three-dimensional. Too close to call. Indian Han. Yeah. So, I would say. Well, I'm not going to say. I'll let Joshua go.
Oh, I get to go next. Okay,
Yeah, I'll
all
let
right.
you go. I'll let you go because I might be bringing
Okay.
something brand new to the table. You never know.
Well, I'm trying to think of other movies that I've seen him in as well. I've seen him in a movie called Hollywood Homicide. I don't know if you guys have seen that one or not.
I haven't.
I believe he was. I think he was with Topher Grace, maybe.
Ugh.
I can't remember who the other guy he was with, but it was kind of had a little bit of humor, not much, but it had some, and it was more of like a buddy cop kind of movie, but it was more of detective type stuff. But that was actually a pretty good movie. Of course, then we have like Air Force One, which I love. I love Air Force One. I love him as Jack Ryan in Clear and Present Danger and Patriot Games. to me, he was the best Jack Ryan, even though my dad will definitely disagree.
He would. He was very by the book kind of guy. Yeah.
Again, I love him in Indiana Jones. Did not like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but that was not his fault.
Right.
No, of course.
I blame everybody else.
Right. Everybody else but Harrison.
That's right.
And I hate to even diss on Steven Spielberg for that one, but I kind of have to.
Steven's be slipping. He be tripping and slipping. But well, maybe we could talk about that afterwards. But for you, what is the most iconic?
Most iconic
Harrison
to me,
Ford role?
I think to be most iconic would have to be Han Solo, because that was what like really launched his career after American Graffiti.
Mm-hmm.
And because of Han Solo, he was able to get Indiana Jones, and he was able to get all these other roles. So to me, it has to be Han Solo. Because and the thing is that Han Solo's character set pretty much the stage, which I'm pretty sure that Harrison Ford is just that way naturally. But for the most part, that's what gives you the sense of this is how he plays every character after that.
Or does he?
Well, I'm sure there are some. I don't know. I think that for the most part, there was another movie. What was it? There was another movie he was in that I saw too, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, that's because there's so many, and like we were saying, there's quite a few.
It was kind of like a Panic Room type movie. What was that? It was supposed to be something along the lines. It was like a security thing.
Ender's Game.
Right.
Ender's Game was good. Yeah. It's very underrated, but it was good.
It's a good movie, but I mean, I guess it's not. It's kind of like Cowboys and Aliens. It's not really starring Harrison Ford,
right?
See, Angela gets me. Harrison Ford and Cowboys and Aliens. Love that movie. Yeah.
It was a good movie.
I liked it. It was so original to me. I think that was brilliant. I did.
It got a lot of hate, but I thought it was pretty good. It's a Jon Favreau movie.
But you got 5 seconds to decide. So you already decided Han Solo,
Han Solo, all the way. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe after this, Dan, after my go around, maybe we have to talk about maybe our favorite Han Solo movie, or not Han Solo movie.
Harrison Ford movie.
It's the same thing. It's the same guy.
It's the same thing.
It's the same guy.
Han Solo.
I will go.
But wait, am I allowed to go ahead and ask you that question really quick, or we just talked about behind the scenes about what was on the?
How about after my little bit here?
All right.
I think that will tie in with what we were talking about here.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
So for me, the most iconic movie role it's really a toss-up between. I mean, I think we could all agree Indiana Jones and Han Solo, of course. Everybody knows him for a lot of his action movies, The Fugitive, and things like that. But what is Harrison Ford most known for? I think we can all agree it is
his carpentry skills.
His carpentry skills. And so thank God for his carpentry skills. Right? Amen. Can we get a hallelujah? But like it's strange because like when I really was trying to think about this, like again, like I said, it's very obvious the answer. But is it so? I would say that it's like Han Solo has this huge legacy behind it because there are more movies there are more movies because he was in the newer.
Well, I think they're about equal almost now.
Are they? It's like one behind or something. But anyway, he was in all of these films, and while I think one for me, I would have to say, this is a kind of a tie-up here, is that Indiana Jones is just a little bit above Han Solo, and the only reason I say that is because of the fact that it's because of the obviously it's because of the hat. No, honestly, it's because of the fact that Indiana Jones is centered around Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Han Solo.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Shares the credit with other
Luke Skywalker,
people, if you will, two other people.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously more. Luke Skywalker, Princess
Leia. the Trinity, if you will.
Right. So he shares. Somebody in the most, beloved, one of the most beloved franchises, he shares that glory with several other people. Indiana Jones, he switches girls each movie. His, Sean Connery was only one, things like that. So I would have to say, for me, I honestly would think that his most beloved or iconic role, or one that puts him again. It's really it's by
That
a
hurts.
hair's,
Yeah,
it's by
That
a
hurts.
hair's breadth.
right. It is very close.
Yeah,
And that is the only reason. Otherwise, I'd be like Joshua and everybody else, like saying it's probably Han Solo, because that franchise took over the world.
Yeah,
But
it did.
But he shared, and like Joshua said, it's the one that put him on the map. But Indiana Jones is all about Indy. Star Wars is not about Han Solo.
But speaking of Indiana Jones, have any of you guys seen the Hasbro Indiana Jones that they just announced that's going to be coming out?
No.
Oh, I want to get one so bad.
Really?
It's supposed to be it's supposed to be the action figures, kind of like the Black Series of Star Wars. But they're doing it for Raiders of the Lost Ark. So they got all the characters and the Ark of the Covenant coming along with it too.
Oh, okay.
I want to get the Indiana Jones, put it in my stuff.
Nice.
It doesn't look that great. The one I'm looking at, like,
really, what I saw looked pretty good.
I wish I was good at like sharing screens and whatnot, because like I don't know, maybe this is the wrong one.
Go ahead and hit that present.
Yeah, let
Your
me
screen.
try this. Is it up? Are we looking at it? Is this the one?
I think that's is that the Hasbro? Oh, it's like I got to look at the big screen.
That could be the Hasbro one.
Like that looks kind of janky a little bit to me.
Okay, I mean it's small. That's probably why it looks not that great. You know what I like? I like those six scale ones there.
Oh, you mean the like the Hot Toys ones?
Yeah, like the ones that look like real.
Yeah, those are Hot Toys, and they're like crazy expensive.
I'm sure they probably gonna have something come out since.
I wouldn't doubt they have Hot Toys of everything.
Oh, somebody in the chat, Celebrity Jeremy, pointed out is that Indiana Jones can be identified just by his silhouette. Can't really do that with any of his other roles.
Really? Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay.
I mean, except for maybe that one where Han's kind of got his gun up and he's like up like this. But yeah, pretty much you're right. Indiana Jones.
The fedora gives it away. Yeah.
They did say
fedora and the whip.
And the whip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy, I believe it was, actually, and she hate her as much as you want to, but she made a brilliant statement where George Lucas was known for making strong silhouettes of his characters so that they were easily identifiable without any details.
I can agree with that.
So true. You think about Darth Vader, you think about Boba Fett, you think even with
Princess Leia,
Luke Skywalker, the way he would stand with his lightsaber,
the Stormtroopers, Boba Fett, all of them. Yeah.
So he apparently has a gift or
he has an eye for that. Yeah.
For that, and of course the creators of those. So we kind of say that basically, Han Solo, Indiana Jones is the most iconic role. Okay, so just mixing things up here a little bit. Hope that's okay. But then what would you say is your most favorite Han Solo? I keep saying Han Solo because
Harrison Ford.
Ford. I keep reading that too in the chat.
Well, it's pretty synonymous. I mean,
I know, that's right. So your most favorite Harrison Ford film and why? I mean, I'll go first for this one. Whilst I pretty much watch almost anything with Harrison Ford in it because, like I said, God gave us a gift when He gave us this man. But for more than one reason, all right. But he's a really good actor. He's just a manly actor, and he has a touch of humor. Not really, but you don't really know him for his comedies. He's been in movies like The Frisco Kid and stuff like that, but it's not. JT's like get it together. Yeah. I'm sorry, JT, but
Tinkerman too. He was in,
but I would say for me, and maybe it has to do with the nostalgia factor. I love him as Han Solo, love him as Indiana Jones, but I think my favorite Harrison Ford movie is honestly Air Force One. It was one of the first movies I saw him in when I was younger that I knew who he was. Between that and Clear and Present Danger or Patriot Games.
Right. Those are good.
But I would watch Air Force One before
over and over and over
yeah,
again.
over and over again before Clear and
Yeah.
Present Danger and things like that, over and over again. So I would, for me, just pick Air Force One, and not even just the nostalgic value to it. I think it's just a brilliantly made movie. Again, we always talk about practical effects and things like that here. There was some CGI. Of course, they couldn't actually sink a gigantic airplane into the water. Spoiler, the plane crash.
Yeah, this came back out in the 90s, the late 90s.
Perfect movie. It didn't age well, but it was a good movie. I mean, the storyline was definitely a good.
This is one of my top favorite movies.
What makes a good movie is the storyline.
And he did a great job. I never would have pictured him as like president, to be honest.
Right.
But
get off my plane.
Right. But he showed enough sophistication, but he was still no nonsense. He was powerful but diplomatic. And it was also just cool to see our president kick butt.
Like he's supposed to. But I think it was funny that you said that you couldn't picture him as president, because there was a poll that was taken. This was a couple of years ago, and they asked some American people to say, okay, out of like all the actors that had portrayed presidents, which one would you feel is the most qualified, or would you feel more comfortable as being a competent president of the United States? And Harrison Ford's character ranked number 2, just behind Morgan Freeman.
Oh, I was getting ready to ask who was the number 1. Morgan
Freeman from the movie.
Well, I mean, he was
Deep
God,
Impact.
and I wouldn't mind having God as president. So that totally makes sense.
Well, they were basing it off of how he was in the movie Deep Impact.
Okay. Interesting. Well, so who would like to go next? What would you say is your favorite Harrison Ford movie, and why?
I can go next. Go
ahead.
All right. So I kind of agree with Tabitha to a degree as far as that. So Air Force One is it was the first R-rated movie I've ever seen.
It's probably true too. Yeah,
it is, and because my dad he allowed us to watch it because to him it wasn't really an R-rated movie, if you will, because there really wasn't a lot necessarily in it. I mean, I guess there was for the time, but he thought we were old enough to be okay or whatever like that.
Or he just didn't care. Remember?
I don't know.
Like a lot of dads to be like, "Oh, don't look at this." I'm sorry.
and I think to me, my all-time favorite, and again, and one of the guys brought up the name of that one movie was his name is Corwin's Pattern and Ghost. I think it was that the movie that I was talking about was Firewall.
Okay.
The one where he
I've not seen or heard of that one.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I remember watching that. We lived in Virginia, but anyway, I think I love Blade Runner. I think it's a great movie. I don't think you'd like it too much, Tabitha. It's a very thinking, quiet kind of movie. There's not a whole lot of dialogue to really grasp what's going on.
I like thinkers.
I don't know. This is a little different.
Okay, is it like a weird thinkers movie? I like movies that make me think.
It's the thing. So it's based off of a Philip K. Dick book that came out called "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?"
Okay, I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
Okay, so and the premise behind it is on Harrison Ford's character called the Blade Runner, and they hunt what are called replicants or androids that, if you will, start to go rogue.
Okay.
All right, and I'm not going to go ahead and give it away or whatever. It also depends on which version of Blade Runner you watch. You can either watch the theatrical release, the director's cut, the extended cut. All 3 of them have different kind of endings and such.
Interesting.
That's good.
So,
okay. Right.
But anyway, so my all-time favorite, I think, would be. It's very, very close to Air Force One, but I think it'd be Patriot Games.
Nice. Yeah.
I really love that one. Because that movie solidifies him for the roles that he plays for that, because I think that to me that was just the role that he played for those kind of movies anyway. But I don't know. I like the flow of that movie.
Yeah, it's a good, strong story to it. Believable character.
That, and I loved how honestly, to me, I loved how he interacted with his daughter, if you will, in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love the scene that was going on, like with him on that, and with the tragedy that went on with his daughter. I'm trying not to go ahead and give spoilers. I know it's been out for years.
I was gonna say it's like a 20-year-old movie.
But so like with his daughter, losing her spleen, and him being all emotional about that, I think it like really, brought out some of his acting chops in it to me. I really like. It was very convincing to me, is what it was.
I mean, I should have picked. It was really a toss-up between Patriot Games and Air Force One for me, because my man Sean Bean is in Patriot Games, and so. But Dan, what would be your favorite Harrison Ford movie, and why?
And why? Well, I don't. Okay.
Yes, you have to say why.
Yeah, you have to say why.
I do like The Devil's Own. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I like it probably because of the history aspect to it. And Harrison Ford was a Irish cop living in America, born in America. And then,
did he have the Irish accent?
Did he have an accent? I was just getting ready to ask.
He didn't have really much of an accent. No,
it's like
an American. But he had Irish, he had Irish, heritage in there.
Yeah.
And then Brad Pitt was the Irishman who has the accent, and he's I guess hiding away in Harrison Ford's house and stuff like that. Well, but Harrison Ford knows about it. But it's a good movie. I like 6 Days and 7 Nights. That's a good movie.
I haven't seen that one either.
I haven't seen that one. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, that's a good movie. Why do I?
Has anybody seen American Graffiti?
No.
American Graffiti is good. I've seen parts of it. I don't remember all of it. So it's been a long time since I've seen it. There are a lot of, and there's actually a movie I'm interested in that Tabitha talked about in our group chat there a while. What was it, about 2 weeks ago? Regarding Henry. That looks very interesting, and haven't seen it, but it looks like it'd be a good drama to watch.
Well, okay. So that being said, since Dan, it seems like, and I totally get where you're coming from. It's kind of hard. It is really kind of hard to pick a favorite. I mean, like, just overall, Harrison Ford is one of my top favorite actors of all time.
Easy.
But.
Right.
Would you agree? We kind of touched on this a little bit, but this is here. I'm going to go a little bit outside the box. But would you pretty much say that he's always the same guy?
Yes.
And so I brought up regarding Henry because he's still kind of the same. There's something we talked about this with our last review when we talked about Rob Roy with Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson's always the same guy. Doesn't matter if he's Aslan. Doesn't matter if he's a dad. If he's a Jedi, hiking in the Highlands. It's the same dude. I would say I believed that about Harrison Ford until I watched Regarding Henry. Yes, exactly, Corwin. Pattern Ghost. Very underrated movie, I think, because when I watched this, I was seeing a very different Harrison Ford. That moment Joshua was talking about in Patriot Games, where he showed a lot of emotion with his daughter. You get a lot of that in Regarding Henry. So this is not a spoiler. It's just a movie synopsis. He plays as this like ruthless lawyer that doesn't really have much time for his family, and while he was out getting groceries, he gets shot and gets put into a coma, wakes up with amnesia, and has to learn how to walk and talk and read and everything.
Oh, wow, that is
over
way out of the box of what he usually is.
Right, exactly. There's no, except for when he gets shot, there's no gunfight. There's no patriotic element. There's no adventure. But this movie, so you were asking if you guys watched or looked at our thumbnail. Joshua brought that up. He's like, who the heck? Like, what is this? Is this a commercial for Ritz crackers? What's that all about? There it is. Perfect. Yeah, that is from the movie Regarding Henry. And that is a piece of artwork that he made. And there's a story behind Ritz, why he painted the Ritz cracker box.
Okay.
And
all
so
right.
if you
I'll
haven't
have to
seen it,
find
I
that
think
movie
it
then.
might be available on Hulu. It might not be there anymore. I'm not sure, but it might be available still on Hulu. If not, I'm sure you can rent it from Amazon or something like that. But I would encourage anybody, if you want to see a different side of Harrison Ford and still an amazing job at it, watch Regarding Henry. There's also a plot twist to it that I didn't see coming. So I think that's also helps. It makes it worth watching the movie as well. Do you guys know of any other movies where it's like that's not Harrison Ford, is it? Is it?
Not really. I mean, Celebrity Jeremy says, look into the role of Branch Rickey in 42. So
I keep seeing like all these other different movies. It's like, man, I forgot about some of these movies.
He said Apocalypse Now too.
I've seen Apocalypse Now, but I don't remember him in that one. But I forgot the fact that he was in K-19 The Widowmaker as the Russian.
As the Russian, we were talking about accents, but like he did do a Russian accent.
Yeah.
Right.
I like what he says. J.J. Abrams wrote the screenplay for Regarding Henry, believe it or not.
I saw that.
And you know, that was at a time when, I don't know, movies were better.
Back when J.J. had sense.
J.J. Abrams probably didn't care about like money. He just wanted to make a good film.
When J.J. should have stuck with Star Trek instead of going Star Wars, broke our hearts. So we're not gonna talk. So nobody's favorite was The Force Awakens, then, right?
No, come on, hey, all right, let's just go ahead and just say Harrison Ford did a bang up job being Han Solo.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he did. You know, Force Awakens was okay. Wasn't like the best, but
it was a New Hope 2.0, if you will.
Yeah, it wasn't no.
Yeah, it really was.
What was that last one they made?
Oh gosh, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He was definitely not caring then. He was like, yeah, I don't really want to be in this movie.
He's like, no, I'm done. Well, he originally was wanting to go ahead and be done away with by the end of Empire Strikes Back.
Isn't that awful? Like one of his most notable roles, the one that shot him into prominence, and he's like, I'm done with this character.
Right.
That's the old man.
Well, the reason though for that is because he didn't want to be known his whole life as Han
Too late, man.
Too late,
man. Like when people see him, he didn't want people to go, "Oh, Han Solo, woo!" You know, which I think
he's got a good blend.
He does have a good blend. I don't think
he's got a good blend of all their characters. It's not just going to be Han Solo, because like you said, it's a lot of Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of Indiana Jones. Yeah, Blade Runner. Then we got the Jack Ryan and all the other Jacks that he's played as. He's good at playing a Jack.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because wasn't his name Jack in
The Fugitive, I think, and Air Force One.
So guys, maybe that's the dream. Maybe when Han was in Carbonite, he was just different Jacks. Like
that might
different Jacks.
Indiana Solo is what Celebrity Jeremy said.
Right.
Indiana Solo. Yeah, for real. I have not seen. I did put it in the thumbnail. It was Call of the Wild.
Call
Has anybody seen or whatever it's called?
I haven't. Unfortunately, the graphics look too horrible for me to want to try to watch it. But
dog.
What? The Call in the Wild? Is that what you just said?
The Call of the Wild. Yeah, I think it's on. I think it's on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, it is. They didn't even use a real dog.
Yeah, they used a CG
it was
dog.
A human in a tracking suit.
You guys remember movies like Homeward Bound?
Oh, yeah. I loved that movie.
Why couldn't? I mean, does it have to do with animal cruelty or something like that? Is that why?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I just think maybe they didn't want to deal with having to train the dog to do specifically what they need.
Harrison Ford probably didn't want to work with a real dog.
Yeah, or that too, you know. But wouldn't that would be weird to be petting a human like as if it's an animal.
I know.
I'd be like, this is too strange. I can't do it.
Or like giving it a hug or something like that.
Right.
It's like it's the stunt double Larry, and you're just like
Yeah. Well, it's like Drax petting Rocket at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, and when he was actually petting James Gunn's brother.
Yeah, that or like Kristen Stewart when she's rubbing Jacob's head when he's a wolf, but it's actually Taylor Lautner, standing there in the green outfit or whatever, and she's like rubbing his head, and it's like, ugh.
Right?
That's so weird.
It's so weird. I've seen I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I've seen like behind the scenes stuff because apparently the dragon scenes are amazing, and like Daenerys is sitting there like stroking the dragon, right? But behind
like a tuft of green.
It's just this green bull on a stick. There's a great meme about Call of the Wild where it makes his role as Han Solo an acid trip where the dog.
Yeah, I've heard of that one too.
That's so funny.
So, well, do you guys have any least favorite Han Solo or Harrison Ford movies?
Jeez.
I haven't seen.
I would say this as far as like movies that I've seen with him in it where he's not bad, but the movie was bad.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Let's see, probably
Silent Green.
I have to say probably Blade Runner 2049.
That's the newer one, right?
That's the newer one. It wasn't good.
No.
Okay, so I haven't seen the first one, so I couldn't give an opinion about the second one.
No, it's not really worth watching. It was
Yeah,
it's very long. I mean, it was made by the same guy that made Dune. As far as like the newest Dune movie that came out, Denis Villeneuve, I think his name was, and Dune was a fantastic movie to me. But Blade Runner 2049, I think it had some good moments, but I think it was just too much. I love the music of it. I mean, it's Hans Zimmer.
okay.
What lies?
But
I haven't seen that one either.
What lies beneath? I don't think I've heard of that one either. No. But I think that one.
I've only caught snippets of what is it called, K-19, where he's the Russian guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, it seems like he did a good job, but it is difficult. I'm sure there's a Harrison Ford movie out there where I'm just not really into it. I think it was one of his more romantic kind of films. I can't remember the name of it, but it was just like
Working Girl. Sabrina.
I don't know if I've seen that. I can't remember. I saw like a snippet of it on TV somewhere, and I'm like,
Bruno. Did you know he was in the movie Bruno?
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Do you know
that? Like a cameo or something, but that movie sucked, so I didn't like that.
So he did his first voiceover film recently.
Oh, that's right. In
Pets 2, The Secret Life of Pets 2, and
really?
He played as like some German shepherd.
No, I remember that he did a voiceover work on it, but I didn't know that was his first.
It was his first because I remember being in the theater watching something else, and this commercial came on, and it basically said something like introducing or for the first time ever, Harrison Ford.
Well, he was in the first Pets one, and in the second one.
Okay, so maybe that was what it was. I saw the commercial for the first one. Then it was just like, that was like his first like cartoon voiceover. And you think about like all these decades of experience in acting. I wonder if he just needed a little side cash because it doesn't really seem like something he would want to like.
He probably didn't need the side cash. I mean, he's
he might have even done it as a favor or something like that, even.
Or he did it because he wanted to, like.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah, he's probably like, I'm getting old. I gotta try something new. I'm done with all this.
He did Call the Wild, so I mean,
That's true. Maybe he's branching out. Maybe he is. What do you guys think about the upcoming Indiana Jones, where we might be seeing the sun set on one of our favorite characters?
I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also kind of sad at the same time. Kind of the same thing. I got sad when Han Solo died in Force Awakens.
I know. I was literally crushed. We were in the movie theater together.
Yeah, opening night.
I mean, if it's a good movie. I mean, Indiana Jones 4 wasn't a good movie.
Right.
No.
So 5, I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I like Indiana Jones.
I'm hopeful, but it's hard to say.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten a trailer yet.
There was a leak on Twitter.
I'm sure there was a leak. I'm sure there was.
And the trailer looked pretty cool. It was taken from the side, like secretly.
Yeah, of course.
So
I've seen those. Yeah.
Angle of it, they got taken down immediately, so nobody else could
I
watch
bet.
it. I
wonder how many people have to go and screenshot it.
Like it looks good and everything, but the story has been apparently kind of evolving and changing, and we're apparently not seeing Shia LaBeouf.
No, I don't think he's going to be in it.
Like,
he's not going to be in it.
I think Joker Voice told me that they decided to like kill him off screen or something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised because nobody liked having him on there.
And they're going to be passing the mantle off to a woman.
So, like, is it supposed to be his daughter or something?
No, I don't think she's related to him.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
For a second there, I wasn't sure if you were pouting or if you were actually meaning what you're saying.
So what's her name going to be? Indigo Jones?
She's Montana Jones.
Montana.
Or Indiana Smith, something like that. But I think Harrison Ford will do a good job. But it also depends on what kind of script they give him. The poor guy's falling apart, though. They've had to delay this movie, right?
Oh, I know.
Because
I'm sure he's like 82, isn't he?
Something like that, yeah.
Not,
he's
dang near close.
He's not young, man. I don't know how they think they can get action movies with these old people. I mean,
unless you're in the movie like The Expendables.
Yeah, right. Unless you're Stallone, most of these
and even he's getting up there.
Oh, he is.
They're all getting up there. All our favorites are. They're
getting old.
I know, right? You can't find any good ones anymore.
We don't have anybody to replace him. He's 80 years old as of this
80,
year.
is he? Okay.
Okay. That's great.
Oh, he has kids? I didn't know he had kids. I didn't even know he had kids.
Well, see, why
I'm
don't
sure
they
he has.
put one of his kids in or something?
No, they probably didn't get into acting.
They might not be good actors, exactly. And that would be horrible. Could you imagine being one of the offspring of this legendary person, right, with these amazing acting skills, and just being horrible and suck at it and be like, well, that's Harrison Ford's son.
Right, yeah.
JT says Tabitha Jones. Oh, that's right. Now, so what I have heard different people have said that there might be a time shift in this new Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Like time travel or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Possibly. Which
kind of holy relic it does that.
So I mean, like, it's one of these things where it's like Indiana Jones is going sci-fi.
Kind of like the same way they did in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. See, I liked the aspect of like the holy relics and stuff like that, because there was one LucasArts was going to put out a video. LucasArts was going to put out a video game. I think it was like 12 or 15 years ago, and it was going to be Indiana Jones and the I think it was called the Iron Lance. And what it was supposed to be the spear that pierced Jesus' side. And he was going to be looking for that thing. And the game looked phenomenal, but then it got canned. I like stories where it's like, oh, cool, man. You got this, like, legendary, holy relic type things, grounded in reality to a degree.
More historically based.
Yeah, with some supernatural aspect to it.
But you don't think Aliens is historically based?
No.
I mean, that dude was on the History Channel.
Yeah, because that's all the History Channel is nowadays.
It's pure sci-fi.
Science fiction.
JT wants to know if
science
Josh
fiction
is in a
and
spaceship,
Vikings.
by the way.
That's
I wish.
Rumors are there's time travel, and we will see a deep faked younger Indy. Yes, and basically
that would be
he's gonna
surprising.
guide
Everybody's going deep fake now.
I don't know if I want to see that.
I'm gonna hate that so badly because
See,
you can just tell.
This might be the reason I don't want to watch
So
it.
old Harrison Ford or old Indiana Jones going to time travel back in time and see young Indiana Jones be like, what a schmuck.
I was such a dirtbag or something. Yeah.
What a douchebag.
You're like, that never marks the spot. Believe me.
Yeah.
Right.
And it always did.
It always did anyway. Yeah, that one always confused me a little bit. But I mean, I just hope that for everything, I hope that they do Indiana Jones' character well. Like this is supposed to be, his final send off as Indiana Jones. And so I hope that for anything, they just do his character well.
I hope so, but keep
see.
Fingers crossed, I guess.
We all lost
your hopes up. I like what Rolling Chair says about not a fan of deep fakes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of deep fakes either, but I kind of am if it's like a comedy thing that I'm watching on YouTube. I like watching other people do deep fakes on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like I don't like serious deep fake. I only like
fun of the character or something. Those are the only types of deep fakes that I like to see.
I'm okay with it if it's like for a short span of time, like just like a snippet. Like let's say they're traveling back in time, and Indiana Senior, well, you know what I'm saying. Indiana Senior is meeting Indiana Younger Junior, whatever, and. Or not meeting, but like they went back in time. Let's say there's a time warp or something like that, and he's with this woman, and they're trying to get the article or the whatever piece it's supposed to be, and they're like, you can't, because the rule of time travel is you can't let yourself see yourself, right? Otherwise, the timelines get all messed up.
Can't one of them, interfere or something like that.
Right. So
there are many rules in time travel.
If, like, let's say they're in a museum or they're in a canyon somewhere, and all of a sudden, Indiana Jones Sr. says, "Oh man, I remember this part, duck, because I'm about to come out." And then they actually maybe deep fake just that little scene of like younger Indy doing what he did back in the past. I'm okay with that. But if we're going to start, and I've said this a million times, if we're going to start creating actors, then we have really lost our
skill set.
We really lost movies in general.
Yeah, because then everything's going to become CGI. And it's not real, and it's just it takes away from all the years.
And then what about the young?
Now coming in 2024, the first John Wayne movie in what 30, 40 years?
Yeah, exactly. 40 years. John Wayne is back.
Right,
young and better looking than ever.
The Duke, like you've never seen him before.
Yeah, back when he was like 19 years old.
And it's just, but like Dan said, you're not giving young actors the opportunity. And this is like a slight tangent, but it's like it doesn't really give me much pleasure to see popular actors taking the jobs, or rather be given the opportunities to play as superheroes. Okay. I think those spaces should be reserved for up and coming stars.
Yeah.
Because that is something that would set their career.
Right.
That would be their Han
and it's a long-term commitment.
Right. So while I think they're doing a good job, like The Rock, I don't know anything about Black Adam, but as far as looking like a superhero and everything, I'm sure he's going to do a great job. He is a good actor. He's funny to watch. He's good to watch, all this stuff. But it's like, oh, great. It's The Rock again.
It's another
movie. Yeah. Like, let me see somebody
The Rock
new.
Is part of the Illuminati.
He's part of the what?
The Illuminati?
Part of the Illuminati. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Why? How did you find that out?
You got to research stuff.
What makes him part of the Illuminati?
Just things you've said in the past. And
Really? Okay. I'll have to look that up.
And he supports Biden all the way. The Democrat and the
well, a lot of this Hollywood actors do, but
of course.
Well, I mean, Harrison Ford is backed Bill Clinton.
Well, I don't want to talk about one of my favorite actors' politics, Bill, but for those that didn't know, Dan's a big fan.
Welcome to Conspiracy Theater.
Dan Arena and Dream Chapter.
Dan Arena. Here we go.
So yeah, but that's just my thing. I wish that they would give up and coming actors exactly. You know.
Well, and again, like I said, I think that because it's such a long-term commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I will say this, and this is another tangent. This is a tangent from your tangent. Is that for the upcoming Marvel movie Wakanda Forever?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be introducing Ironheart, which is the replacement of Iron Man. I think it's too soon.
Okay.
Well, to be fair, is it too soon to recast, or not recast, but already replace Black Panther, given that, Iron Man's been dead for a couple of years now?
I think so as well, but
or warm in the grave.
I was going to say I still think so too. However, it fits it sort of fits with the comic, sort of like that, but it is too soon for him as well.
I mean, I'm excited about the trailer. I'm not gonna lie. I've told people this. I don't know anything about.
Oh yeah, no, it looks good. Other than Namor, he looks weird with his Red Bull shoes.
I think he looks great. I think he's great. Even with his little Hermes, shoes, I think it makes sense. It works. It's Cain.
All right.
Question from Roland. What is each of our favorite Indiana Jones movie?
Good question. Very good question. You go ahead first, Dan, since you're the host.
Sure, I'll go first. The Last Crusade is my favorite. I'm
surprised. I would have thought for sure you said Raiders.
No. Last Crusade with
why?
Because am I thinking of this right one? I think it's the Last Crusade.
Dan might have the wrong movie. I have to look it up too. I get the names confused.
Let me just look that up.
Yeah. So it's the Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then the Temple of Doom, and then the Last Crusade, and then for honorable mention is the Crystal Skull.
Okay, so yeah, it is the Last Crusade then, because
with Sean Connery.
I love Sean Connery. Can't go wrong with Sean Connery.
I watch Indiana Jones for Sean Connery
together. That was a great chemistry.
They work well together too, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
What about you, Josh? Which one's your favorite?
I have to agree with Dan. To me, my favorite is The Last Crusade. Honestly, it's the first one that I watched when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I really like that one the most. I like. What is it?
All Dan's favorite movies have people. That is the way he likes them. So this is a fact, JT.
But because of people.
I liked it because I have a big fascination with the legend of the Holy Grail and King Arthur and his knights. Anyway,
okay.
So I really like that.
I say that I do. I really enjoy The Last Crusade, of course.
You're going to say Temple of Doom, aren't you?
No, I'm not going to say Temple of Doom.
Oh, yeah, that one was a good one,
That was okay.
Nobody really mentions that one.
I got to go with Raiders of the Lost Ark, though.
I'm surprised.
I like beginnings.
This is the first one.
Mm.
Yeah.
I do. I like being introduced to the characters and everything. This is one of those difficult ones again, where it's like between Last Crusade and then Raiders of the Lost Ark. Which one's better? And I can't say that there's one better than the other per se, except that I do love Sean Connery in the last one, and that's right. I said the last one because Crystal Skull.
We don't count.
Yeah, we
don't count 4.
But
I don't know if I want to count 5, but I guess we'll see.
It's very difficult for me, but I'd probably go with Raiders of the Lost Ark just because I like a good beginning.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Thank you. Yeah,
that iconic scene with the big boulder and he's running from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
actually, to me, the iconic scene on that one was with the golden Buddha. It's not Buddha, I know, but yeah, sure. That's whatever.
They started selling that at Universal.
Did they? I just call it the golden Buddha because
I forget exactly how expensive it was. Rogue Attraction told me how much it was.
Oh, it's not Rouge.
Rouge Attraction. Crystal Skull is the Highlander 2 of the Indiana Jones.
Ouch.
Great. That's wonderful. But yeah, they started
Speaking of the Highlander, though, they're making a reboot of that one with Henry Cavill.
What they're making? What Highlander?
Yeah, they're rebooting it with Henry Cavill.
Why? Because he was The Witcher. Now he's going to be Highlander.
Yeah. I know everybody raves about him being Superman too, and I'm like, he's all right.
Yeah. I liked him as Superman. Though.
He's all right.
He was all right as Superman. I like that.
I mean, he's not Christopher Reeve, but
yeah, he's not Christopher Reeve. Who's that guy that Superman Returns? Who was that one? I forget.
I want to say Brent something or what was his name?
But
Spiner.
Anyways, I liked him.
Not Spiner.
Because they kind of made him like a almost not quite Christopher Reeves, but he had that.
He had a lot of the emulations of it. Yeah.
He had that feel to it. Yeah.
Brandon Routh, that was his name. Thank you, Celebrity Jeremy.
Yes, thank you.
Somebody says Cavill needs to be James Bond. I disagree because he's too on the nose, and to me, in a cringe way.
And we're like
another extremely handsome, fit British guy.
We're like going off on like a major tangent with like that.
They're all connected.
But
connected.
I will say this: I would
James
love
Bond, Sean Connery, Harrison Ford. It's all connected.
That's it.
I would love to see. This is going to sound really weird. I would love to see Tom Hiddleston play as James Bond.
No. Absolutely.
I think he's suave enough.
No.
I want to see Mr. Bean.
Okay, the only other one that I'd have to go ahead and throw out there, other than Tom Hiddleston, would have been Andrew Lincoln, and he's the guy that plays as the sheriff.
What about some new?
He plays as the sheriff in The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Whatever.
That guy. I mean, yeah. Okay, yeah. He has just enough of that handsomeness, I think, to be able to. I don't know his acting skills though.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
I mean, isn't he the one where they made all those memes? Carl.
Yes. Carl. Yeah.
I like this. Winnie should meet Batman. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Winnie.
Winnie
has a Winnie the Pooh, or Winnie has a Winifred from Hocus Pocus.
Last night on my channel. I was talking about character crossovers, and I'm like, guys, what should I do next? If I was to merge Winnie the Pooh with another franchise, what would it be? And they were saying maybe Batman and all that kind of stuff. But this might be controversial, but I think Tom Holland could play a young James Bond.
Well, he was in that. He was in
Uncharted.
Yeah.
But that's not the same as James Bond.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Because he was like
It was kind of a mixture of like a James Bond and an Indiana Jones.
I would say definitely more Indiana Jones because he wasn't like the suave. He in a little bit he was kind of suave. But I think he's a little too cheeky to be James Bond. There's just something I'm like a lot of people. Okay, I wouldn't be mad if Idris Elba was.
I wouldn't be mad.
I think he has enough of that sophistication.
But the downside is that they are a Barbara Broccoli.
Tom Holland, he's got a high pitched voice, and it's like he didn't go through puberty yet, or something.
It's like I swear I thought he was still 17, and then you find out he's like 23 or something.
Right.
But
but Barbara Broccoli came out and said that the next
Barbara Broccoli.
She was one of the like original producers of the whole James Bond franchise.
Okay.
She's still kicking. Okay. Because James Bond's been around for 60 years. Right. So, but they said the next one is going to be more sensitive.
Oh yeah, I saw the explosion on Twitter about that. They're going to make it more sensitive, and I'm like, okay,
which
Bond
means more woke.
Look, I've said it here on Inside
James
the Booth
Bond
before.
is a womanizer. Leave him. Let him be.
Well, and you have to understand the context of it too, especially for like Cold War era. I mean, that was how they got their information, if you were a spy, to a degree. Mm-hmm. You went deep cover and you did that kind of thing to get inside information, kind of thing. Some do it now.
I mean, wasn't there a big thing not too long ago about that Chinese girl sleeping around getting information?
Yep.
Well, and the thing is, like, we all agree here, and we've said it on Girls' Night when it comes to dudes. Like, he is not somebody we need to look up to. Okay,
No.
he has
Right,
no
yeah.
like moral values or whatever. But
Right.
but he is the man's man, right? Like he's manly, but he's suave. He gets the ladies. He shoots guns. He jumps out of airplanes, and he's the Nancy Drew, okay, of the spy
Yeah.
world, because he can do everything and he's prepared for everything. He is Nancy Drew as a man. Yeah, he is.
He's
I said
MacGyver. He's MacGyver, but British.
There you go.
It's
right there.
Ian Fleming will roll over in his grave just like Tolkien now. Yeah, if they do that. The thing is, if they would have put Idris Elba in there, I don't think they would have made it woke. I think they would have kept
No. Well, see, so there's I've read different like theory threads on this kind of thing, that James Bond isn't his birth name, that's his code name, and that's why he looks different every time.
Which if that's the
Which
case,
I can get behind.
I'm okay with that, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say,
It
I can
makes
get
sense
behind
they
that
would
because Daniel Craig didn't look anything like the way he's described in Ian Fleming's books.
There you go. Yeah, that would be. I haven't read the books, so I mean, like, I am one of those people where I do think that you need to, as the hashtag goes around, respect the lore, and you respect the author's and vision and characters and stuff like that. But there is, at the same time, there needs to be allowance for creative liberties.
Well,
but
yeah,
agenda is a big part of that.
Yeah.
Like, are you doing creative liberties? Like, for example, with J.K. Rowling's, Harry Potter. So Ron was supposed to be like super tall and lanky. In the movies, he's not. Okay. Well, that's just, they found a good actor and they thought he would make a great Ron. That's not changing the lore of Harry Potter. But, if you're going to start making James Bond suddenly some Catholic altar boy,
I'll be right back, guys.
Who is sensitive of everybody else's feelings.
Sensitive of everybody's feelings. Well, while Dan disappears for just a little bit, I want to say thank you so much, guys, for coming out tonight and hanging with us inside the booth with me, Dan, and our guest, The Maker. You can find his channel on YouTube as well, where you create things. Go ahead and tell them a little bit about what you do.
Currently, I have been making a lot of different Star Wars props. I found the Star Wars Room Builders community Facebook group on Facebook, obviously. Actually, I was introduced to it by my sister, who found all the different makers on there through this channel, and I've just become kind of obsessed with collecting a bunch of knickknacks and junk, if you will, to go ahead and make all these different Star Wars props.
What are they really called? They're not just knickknacks and junks. They're called
Greeblies. And I'm going to be making a commercial, which is here's a little plug, if you will, for FabWorks. They put out that for their channel, whenever they go live, they're going to put in maker commercials. Right. So anybody that is a part of the community that makes stuff or whatever can make a commercial, could be of their product or their channel or whatever, and you can submit it to them and they'll air it during their live to kind of generate some views for the maker community's YouTube channels. Exactly. But yeah, so I'm going to be, it's a great idea. But I'm going to be, I'm still working on my work table. It's taking a little longer than I want it to. I got other projects I'm going to be doing because as the maker, I'm going to be doing stuff around the house or just stuff in general. I have a Renaissance Festival costume that I'm going to be updating a little bit. So I'll be adding some fake chainmail to it and just, having fun making stuff. That's pretty much what I do.
Well, and so how did you get to come by your username?
I was toying around with just different things. Most of the time I always go by Silent Josh because I generally don't talk much. Right. And that's
Josh and I are both introverts, for those that don't know.
I'm just I'm a hardcore introvert.
Hey, we've come a long way.
I still feel very awkward. You can't see it, but I'm I have nervous tics, and I'm not sweating bullets, but I have my nervous tics going on right now while talking. Your fingers, aren't you? Yeah, I am. Yeah, you are. But so I came up with the maker because Star Wars because C-3PO says thank the maker we're saved and all that stuff. So I went with that. And I used the Boba Fett icon for right now because my favorite character is Boba Fett, but I'm eventually looking to go ahead and change and update the logo.
Yeah.
Yes, introverts unite tomorrow and in solitude.
in a corner by ourselves. Exactly. Yeah.
With our phones.
With our phones. We'll text you. Exactly. But,
so yeah, that's my channel. Yeah.
Is his information down below? I was just trying to find it. I was going to put it in the thing.
In the thing. All right, so
in the descriptions down below.
A little commercial here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, everybody, go check out our merchandise over at insidetheboothreviews.com/shop. And, we got some cool stuff over there. If you like our channel, support us. Show everybody else that you support some cool people on your shirt or on your hat or on,
around your neck.
Yeah, around your neck. So, and then
or in your beverage.
Yeah, and then what else? Can't even think.
Well, be sure to like and subscribe, of course, if you haven't.
Vanquish that like button.
Vanquish
like button, and of course, we meet every Sunday and Tuesday. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to do all of our kinds of movie reviews and rumbles and girls' night sometimes. We got that coming up at the end of the month.
This month, yep.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
Make sure you check out our Patreon if you really do enjoy us here. Become a monthly member and support us for as little as $1 a month. But as much as $1,000 a month.
If you're feeling generous, Dan will come do your laundry for you if you provide us with that blessing.
Would that be for the children? Or?
Right, where's Whitey? It's for the children. For the children. He's another Star Wars room builders, guys. Whitey Wicked Workshop. You should look at
he's fun. He's a fun guy. And then what else? Yeah. I think that's all. You guys know what to do to help support us if you can't afford a shirt or can't afford $1 a month. Just share. Yeah, share,
like, spread the word.
Remember, everybody, sharing is caring.
Unless it's a venereal disease. Be safe.
Oh, gosh. That came out of left field. Wow.
Be safe, everybody.
COVID. You don't want me sharing COVID neither. Let's go and make it a little more.
We're a family-friendly channel, except on Tuesday nights. All right, so it's Sunday. Never mind.
Sunday night.
Wow.
But yeah, so
you're right.
We enjoyed hanging out with everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show as well with Harrison Ford. If you guys have different opinions about Harrison Ford, do you think he's utter crap? Do you think he's overrated? Do you think he's the best dang thing ever? I thought you totally cut me off. You can leave that in the description box below. If you have seen Call of the Wild and you think it's pretty good, let us know. Is it worth the watch? Let us know.
Yes, give us a list to watch.
Yeah, give us a list to watch. Yeah. I want to play that thumb Harrison Ford again. Watch this, everybody. It's funny.
All right, you thumbs. Let's get down to business. I'm Hand Duet. This is Crunchy. A one-armed man killed my wife, Sabrina, a working girl. Now I'm a fugitive and in clear and present danger. I should be presumed innocent, but they're playing Patriot games with me. Raiders, regarding Henry, Blade Runner, Air Force One.
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
Look, I'm trying to keep a low profile. I owe Gabba the Butt a lot of money, and he's right over there.
Sukotalobi Makayaba.
That is hilarious. If you guys don't like that, if you guys do like that, that is from those old movies back in like 2002, 2003. They're called thumb movies. That one was called Thumb Wars, which is on YouTube. that's where I found it to clip that section. So go find it. It's a lot of fun to watch those thumb movies. They got the God Thumb, which is like the Godfather. They got Bat Thumb, which is like Batman. They got a whole bunch of them. It's hilarious.
Oh, I bet.
So
The
check
internet,
it out.
folks. Never
the internet.
Right.
Unlike right now.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm just kidding.
Oh, Dead Space. Yeah.
Dead Space, right? We're just like. But
that's it, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night. We'll talk with you
see you
all.
on Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll see you on Tuesday. And I will play that one that you mentioned for.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Oh,
Good night,
bye there.
everybody. Thanks for being
Goodbye.
inside the booth with us tonight.
Bye, everybody.
That's about it, but no point. I'm sticking to it. Oh my god, he just spit on my face. I think we should leave it in and zoom in on it.
It's okay, man. Let's get this straight, huh? All right, you like it for the comedic aspect of the part of the music, but yet you don't like the score in a whole to make you feel dramatically engaged. But at the same time, if you like it for the comedic aspect, it does engage you to laugh. So the music worked. I'm sorry. I think that's great. You did a good job, guys.